That new to Ray, T3RAE.
You already know, dude.
Hey.
Hey, feeling like Nick Cage. Hey, I'm smoking my face off. Okay, I'm gonna take off. I'm blowing like napalm. I'm chilling with day ones. Bitch, you niggas are day off. These niggas don't want ones. Nah, so I can just safe off. Niggas want to take shots. Okay, they know I'm an
Bow,
A-ball.
bow.
Dummy, see, I really hate y'all. Keep all of that fake talk. I go to the hot box. That box to let all my stress out. Hey, sticking my neck out. I just need me some neck now. Don't you talk with your neck now.
It's that new to Ray, T3RAE. Shout out our boy. His new single, Face Off. Check that shit out on Spotify, Apple Music. I don't know, everywhere you find music, I guess.
Pretty much anywhere you can find music.
I just heard that for the first time right before we started recording. And I already added it to my playlist. I'm gonna pump so much fucking iron to that.
Dude, here, hang on.
Dude, he's so sick.
Only one I'm never worried about.
Dude, it goes hard.
When they see me, they ain't coming out. Bitch, make it messy, call it in and out. And he only
The ad libs.
Yeah.
Face Off.
I hope one day he lets us do ad-libs for one of his songs at Wins a Grammy.
Oh, that would be so sick.
Dude, Gambino on his song. It's a crazy beat one.
Gambino
down.
Actually, no, not that one. This Is America. The one's like, This Is America.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Young Thug won a Grammy with him for that because he did the ad libs in it, and he didn't even do any words.
That's insane. I could just hear Ty in the background of one of the songs. Bow bow.
Pow, pow. Blues Clues, that shit. Pow, pow.
He's like, I'm at your horse. Ding dong.
So I got so many sound effects on deck, you have no idea, dude. But that's neither here nor there. What is here and there and everywhere is it's the Yinzertainment Podcast, episode 151. We back. It's Tuesday, October 13th. It's almost payday. That's dope as hell. But we're back for another one, another episode where the Steelers are undefeated, 4-0 record.
I like the sound of that.
Oh, kid, you know, it has a good ring to it.
I mean, the Steelers have 6 good rings to them.
Burger King has good onion rings, but also Super Bowl champions 2020. It's got a great ring to it. And Steelers are looking like that Super Bowl team. I mean,
I love how you just jumped into it. Like, no build up, respect.
Build up to what, dude? What do you can't build up to greatness.
No, you can. Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, you literally just skipped over everything they did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it. That's what we're fucking here for.
Anything, just that they won. I think they're going to win Super Bowl.
Listen, it's what we're here for, is to talk all about it, dude.
I will say I am happy to see the Steelers in the power rankings being the top 5 because I feel with those top 5 teams, they are kind of like sneaking in there where like people are too drawn by like the Packers and, you know, obviously Chiefs and stuff. And you're talking about all these
whooped
other
up on, by the way.
We're getting overlooked by the G-dang Ravens.
No, that's fine. That's what I'll take.
No, I love all of the overlooking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People will get pissed. I don't know. I'd rather you overlook us so when we fucking come into your house, you don't know what the fuck hit you.
Come to your show and kill you and your hype man. That's what the Steelers are doing.
I'm gonna come into your house and eat all your snacks, dude. It's just simply what the Steelers have been doing to every team.
And that'll kill you.
Diabetes is real, unfortunately.
Diabetes.
But hey, man. And listen, you know, a lot of people out there are like, oh, well, and by a lot of people, I mean Browns fans.
Just in general, I think.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
Pretty general. You know, the teams they've beaten are, you know, all winless or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, so we beat them, and you're supposed to beat the shitty teams, and we have. So we're 4-0. Yeah,
well, and that's, I mean, those people that say all of that, it's like, well, yeah, it's the first 3 games, you know, prior to this win against the Eagles.
With no preseason, mind you.
And, I mean, yeah, they got the whole rest of the season to go. And I mean, you look at last year, their first, within their first 5 games, I know they had the Niners, the Seahawks, the Patriots. It's like, yeah, you start 0-3 against those teams, and all those same people are saying, oh, the Steelers suck. They're 0-3. They couldn't win their first 3 games. It's like, it goes back and forth. It's unbelievable. And so I'm excited that, you're supposed to capitalize against shittier teams. You're supposed to win those games, and they're on the right path for success this year.
And what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, here's what I was going to say is, and after that win, we know who the real kings of Pennsylvania are. So eat shit.
I mean,
birds.
we knew that prior to the game, just like the Penguins are superior to the Flyers. So it's not even a question.
Fly birds, more like eat turds, losers.
Well, you said superior to who?
Mountain Superior. Favorite mountain.
Yeah, my favorite lake too.
Where is it this time of year?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Fishing's good too. Nonetheless, dude. But yeah, Steelers on a fucking roll in every game, man. Big Ben just looks better and better and better and better. And that's bad news for the rest of the AFC and the whole NFL. Right.
If we're being honest, the whole squad is getting involved and looks to be very excited.
Yeah.
You know what
I will say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, it just makes me excited that like people before in years past were like, oh, well, you guys have AB and AB always has to do this and he's your number one. It's like, look, Vance McDonald hasn't been really targeted that much, but the guy loves going out there and fucking blocking and doing the dirty work. And I know Ben spoke highly about him. You see a lot of these receivers too making a lot of blocks, like playing their part. Like
Juju had a huge block too this past week.
Dude, it like makes me so happy to see them playing as a unit, and it's very genuine.
Well, and Ty, I know you had a point, but Tapia, I mean, we can all agree with this. I think that's how you win ball games. The teams that win, I mean, LeBron and AD just won, but you don't just have 2 guys that do it all. Like, and we saw it with AB and Le'Veon, and even before that, AB and Mike Wallace and Emmanuel Sanders. It's like you just want guys that are fighting for a spot and are fighting to, like, they just want to play. Yep. And people hate Juju because he does just that.
And that plays into exactly what I was just going to say is if you look at the stat sheets, these 4 games, there's been I think there's been 4 different receiving leaders and 3 different rushing leaders in the 4 games. First game, Benny Snell took the lead on the rushes. James Conner, the next 2, this past game, Ray fucking McCloud out of the clouds. McCloud just fucking out here rushing for 58 yards per carry. The speed is real.
He had 58 yards per carry.
Oh, I don't know. He had
one carry for 58 and then another one for like 4 or something.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm glad you brought up Ray because when I saw all the throws he was getting in the handoffs, like in the game, I was like, holy shit! Like Ty's guy is on fire. Like that's like how awesome was it to see something like that?
Dude, listen, like you said, he's my guy, and I love that he's getting touches. And even past the touches, he did something this game very subtle. You might have missed it. That made me the biggest. I am cemented in stone, the biggest Ray McCloud fan. There was a pass to the sideline where I think it was, I forget who caught it, but it got a little chippy, and the Eagles players were like,
Ray was the one that went in.
Yeah.
Ray, without hesitation, and he's like 5'8". He fucking was up in the grill of the Eagles players, like, fuck you, like pushing them, shoving them.
I was wondering who that was because I couldn't tell who it was.
Defending his teammates.
Washington.
My first reaction was, bro, what are you doing? You're going to get killed. You played 3 games in your career. But then I thought, 5 minutes goes by and I was the same way, Ty. It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
That's my wide receiver.
And honestly, what's he have to lose? He's doing everything he can to fucking make it known that I deserve a spot on this team. He's fucking the heart, the passion, the determination.
And And I guess since we're on the Ray, hype train, because that's our guy. That's Kai's guy, which we adopted. He's a Yinzertainment. He's welcome anytime on the podcast. I don't know why Deontay Johnson was taking the first few kick returns and punt returns instead of Ray. Like, it was like night and day. I mean, and nothing against Deontay, but like, yo, Ray's been killing it. Like, why switch it up?
Well, and I mean, this is depressed Michael talking because I have Deontay in both my fantasy leagues, but I think they were just giving him one more shot. Like, let's see if he can do it. And I think he had 2 punt returns, and he proved that he couldn't do it.
And if you can't do it, no harm, no foul. You're still our number 2 receiver.
Well, not necessarily, because that concerns me. Even with Ray, like, and they have so much talent, and I mean, in the last 3 years, I think we can all agree also that if you don't perform for the Steelers, you're not gonna stick around.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to the whole spreading the wealth thing. I said,
oh yeah,
three top rushers in 4 games, and then we've had
I got the
different receiver. Do you have it?
Some receiving stats through 4 games. It's from Steelers Depot. Shout out them.
Oh yeah.
But they've got 6 players who have 10 receptions or more on their team.
Right.
And was it 5 of those players have over 100 yards receiving? And 4 or 5 different receiving touchdowns. Like, that's insane.
Well, we just have so many fucking offensive weapons. I know we talk a lot about the running backs and how we have so many running backs that are good. But dude,
this receivers,
our receiving core is so fucking solid, but it's a sneaky solid because people are like, James Washington, who the fuck's that? Ray McCloud, who the fuck's that?
It goes hand in hand with the Tapia was saying, and I was saying, it's you got a bunch of, instead of having 3 95 overall players, you've got a team of 85 overall players with 100% fucking grit and grind and ready to go. Like, that's how you want to draw up your team.
And 101% heart.
They got 90% skill, 100% reason to, I don't know,
something with will,
something to kill. I don't know what the words are, but you fucking get it. But yeah, man, offense. I mean, finally clicking on all cylinders. It feels like, and back to the receiving core, dude. Chase Claypool. What can you fucking say about the rookie? 4 fucking touchdowns this week. He caught a couple. He ran a couple. I was waiting for him to fucking throw one.
40 points on the bench.
Well, and he got cheated on his on his last one. Well, what should have been his last one, or his 4th one.
Yeah. He should have had 5, I guess, technically.
Ty, you tweeted "Ball don't lie." I saw that after the fact. Was that because of his 4th touch? So. Yeah, and that's what I told someone that I was watching the game with, and I was like, I mean, it makes sense. He got cheated out of that call. And I've seen I think Trey Essex was one of the bigger people that I saw that said, this was the worst call through the first 4 weeks in the NFL. So I can't believe that.
I think the officiating as a whole this year, and, you got to give them some slack, I guess. They didn't have the pregame games either. Like, they're still getting kind of fucking shaking the rust off a bit. But
those guys are 60 years old. Or I thought you were talking about officiating. I was like, the officiating, they've got no fucking excuse. I thought you were saying officiating guys didn't have any.
Oh, no, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they have to shake the rust off too. They can't just get back in the swing of things sometimes. But I mean, the officiating has just been poor all across the league. It feels like, but specifically, obviously, we only watch but we watch all the Steelers games, so it's like you see it in the Steelers games. Don't get me wrong, we got some calls this past week, especially the pass interference early. It was like, didn't see anything. We got the penalty.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I agree.
But at the same time, I mean, just on both sides, the officiating crew is just fucking people over. I mean, that Claypool is a prime example of it. Dude, I don't know.
Joe Hayden keeps getting fucking bent over every week by the officials.
Joe Hayden,
even if it's only one call, they get him good on one.
Yeah, they had TJ Watt in a fucking full Nelson, no call. They had Terrell Edmonds held when the running back had that long run.
It was number 84 on the other team, I think, that was blocking him and just held the shit out of him.
Couldn't have been more held.
And there was 2 refs right there running down the
And if I'm seeing it, They should see it for sure.
That was also one of my exact points. How can I see it sitting at home on my couch? Like it's not just my opinion. It's like it's literally you can see it. How do they spend 7 minutes going to New York to review it and then come out with a different answer?
Dude, and there was a play where Juju grabbed it and he was on the ground, and one of the cornerbacks or safeties like went up to him and was like in his face while he was on the ground, and he got up right away and he started like shouting. I'm like, yo, like how do you not throw something for taunting? Like it's one thing if you're both talking smack, but the fact that you ran over, you were literally in his grill, like you were face to face with him while he was on the ground. Like, yo, like, come on.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And did we talk last week about the whole getting rid of the pass interference review call?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah. Well,
okay, good, because it's
fun. And we also got a flag when was it someone to it like tackled what's his name?
Yeah, roughing the passer.
Yeah, roughing the passer. Like
that was early in the game too, right?
Yeah, that was such bullshit. I was like,
bro, it was clean as I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you watched the Saints game yesterday, but there was a time when Breeze got sacked and they literally called the whistle before he even was on the ground. Like,
yeah,
before he was even hit.
Dude,
they protect the quarterback, and I understand protecting the quarterbacks, but
yeah, but no one protects.
You gotta let the boys play.
Yeah, well, and I was gonna say, fucking Javon Hargrave literally was on top of Ben and like pushed himself. But I was like, dude, what the fuck is that? I was like, that's bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you call whatever you have to call, but you better fucking call it consistent on both sides of the ball, because and for every player, even fucking Phillip Rivers gets a better treatment than Big Ben. Like, bro, come on. We've seen so many people in the last 10 years go at Ben's legs and hit him with the crown of their helmet and put their body weight on him. What does Ben do? Probably ask for the flag, and he never gets it.
Yeah. If you're gonna call it, just call it consistently. That's all I ask, whether it be good or bad. Just be fucking consistent.
It's my quarterback.
Yeah, it's my goddamn quarterback. I want to jump back to the receivers quick though. Deontay Johnson, it seems like he was out again early in the game. Didn't come back. They're talking back problems. Again, Michael, you said you have him in fantasy. I have him in one league. It fucked me over big time.
0.3, dude, I literally lost by less than 2 points because of him.
Yikes.
You want to hear his last 2 weeks of fantasy points in Yahoo?
Probably like 28 and then 0.4.
Who still plays Yahoo?
Fucking jamokes like us. So week 3, I'm gonna go back to because week 4 was a bye thanks to the freaking butt wipe Titans.
We'll get their first game tonight.
So week 3, Deontay Johnson had 0.9 points, and then fast forward to this week 5, he had 0.8.
Yeah.
He has fucking failed to record one point.
It's because he keeps getting injured and having to get off the field. I mean, we talk about James Conner often being injury prone, but I mean, Deontay Johnson, man, he's.
Yeah, I was going to say week 3, he had a concussion, and then this time he got lit up.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but it seems like he.
Unbelievable. And it sucks because I thought he was going to be, I don't want to say thought because that would mean that he's done, but I think that thought he was going to be better.
But
yeah,
but I guess to go against what you're saying, it's like what we talked about. It's a conglomerate. It's a whole team. I think it's like Clay Chasepool had 4 touchdowns.
Chase Claypool.
Oh yeah, Chase Claypool. All right.
Chase. What did you say?
I said Clay Chasepool.
Clay Chasepool.
Dude, like
I don't know why that was so funny.
There's no way he repeats the 4 touchdowns next week. Like, who knows? He might even get 1 touchdown next week.
You're just saying that because you don't want to put him back in your starting lineup because you missed out on the points this week.
No, I'm putting him in because there's definitely a better chance he's going to score more than Deontay. That's for sure.
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, even if he gets me 5 points, that'll make up for everything that Deontay didn't do.
Yeah, but the 1 week he had Deontay, had like 25 fantasy points, and I was like, dude, this is the low key guy.
Though. 1 week.
I thought it was going to be a trend.
It's 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5.
It's 1 out of
No,
4.
It's 1 out of 4.
Duh.
Even worse.
Yeah, figure it
1
out.
out of 4. So he's 25%
Or
good.
even better, but yeah. You get it.
You
So I'm going to have to start Deontay this week because if I don't, then he's going to put up 42 points.
Right. And if I have a
There's no way
Steeler
he
on my
just-
bench
yeah.
with that many points, I might as well just fucking quit, dude, right?
Yeah, get out of here, dude. I'm like 3-2.
And yeah, you're going to beat Adam this week.
Yeah.
Martin texted me today. He goes, I haven't won a single fantasy game this year. I was like,
Yeah.
yikes.
I tried to make we're off topic, but I tried to make a trade with him for Michael Thomas last week. And it was kind of like being like a friendly, like, you know, obviously we know the caliber player that Michael Thomas is, but I was going to give him like 3, I would give him 2 or an extra player, you know, like to fill some spots. And he's like, what's this deal with Michael Thomas? A few other people sent me requests too. And I told him straight up, I was like, yo, he led the league in receiving the last 5 years, whatever. He's a GOAT. And he's like, I'm going to have to respectfully decline. I was like, well, I respectfully accept your declination because it would be, yeah. But then he started Michael Thomas in his lineup this week, who didn't play, and he had Mike Evans on his bench, who had a touchdown and had at least over 10 points.
Yeah.
Sucks. I fucking hate fantasy football. I'm not playing ever again after this year.
Dude, yeah, Michael tried trading with me, and then I just somehow bullshit.
He sent me a trade too. I almost accepted it. It was a pretty good trade.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't send bullshit trades, and if I
That's
do,
right, yeah.
like if I do, you know, it's like a fucking complete joke.
And I would have done it
Tapia.
if
I know.
if Josh Jacobs wasn't my first overall pick. I just can't. I try not to give away my first overall pick. So it was like,
No, it's completely understandable. I was just, you know, testing the waters.
Of course, as you should, as any NFL team should as well. Speaking of testing waters with receivers, I don't know if you guys knew this. It's kind of all over, but the tweet is from that Blitz guy on Twitter. But you know, he's asking how you would rank these Steelers receivers through 2010. But the Steelers have a very good track record of drafting receivers, rather.
Players in general.
Yeah. But since 2010, these receivers are who have been drafted by the Steelers. Antonio Brown, Juju, Emmanuel Sanders, Chase Claypool, James Washington, Deontay Johnson. If you ask me, it's a pretty good bunch of fucking players.
Mike Wallace wasn't drafted by the Steelers
He's at 2010.
Yeah.
since 2010. Did Mike
Yes.
Wallace play in 95?
Was he drafted before 2010?
I don't know when he was drafted.
I don't think so, because I mean, I'm double checking really quick, but I didn't think so. That sounds ridiculous. Mike Wallace, Steelers. Holy cow.
2000.
Mike Wallace was drafted in 2009. And the only reason that I definitely was like, no fucking way, it was because my dad passed in 07, which seems like an eternity ago. And I know for a fact my dad never watched Mike Wallace play football.
Yeah.
So I was,
Yeah.
damn,
Right.
2009. 3rd round, for what it's worth.
So again, another great receiver that they've drafted. I mean, some might say they're the best at drafting receivers. I don't know. I would say it. I'm biased, but who fucking knows?
I would say linebackers.
You think?
Well, no, I don't want to say that. I want to say that they're one of the best teams at hitting on their draft picks.
Yeah.
Just in general. I can't say who's better because they've always been known for their defense.
Yeah.
And in my lifetime, I have seen so many fucking good linebackers that were either drafted or free agent pickups starting with the Steelers. Like
Morgan Burnett.
came over from the fucking fudge pack.
Did
Didn't
he?
he?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, after like 10 years in the league.
Yeah, he went to the Browns.
Yeah, man, the Steelers are good at drafting people. It's Devin Bush working out well, you know.
Yeah, because he was
The only
He was an All-American linebacker in college. I hope he does well.
Yeah, at a
But that's what
shitty
I'm-
fucking college,
Two-time.
bro.
No, but that's what I'm.
Under
What
Jim
about?
Harbaugh at Michigan, the number one team that makes the most fucking money in all of college?
Not North Central, who grosses $40K.
Tappy,
Dude, but-
Michigan's trash.
Shazier,
That's fair.
Bud Dupree, the only one that like I can really
Birdie
think,
Burns.
not a linebacker.
Also, fuck yourself. I'll be right back. I need a beer.
The only linebacker that did not work out in the last few years, or whatever, was Jarvis Jones,
Oh,
Sackman Jones out of Georgia. He was supposed to be sick, and then I honestly don't even know if he's still in the league.
it's a great question. It's always tough. Like that's why I try not to pay too much mind to like all these high profile like players in college, because like it's so tough to go from like whatever program you're at to make that translate at an NFL level.
Yeah, ask Joe Burrow.
I mean,
Playing for the fucking Bengals now. Like, seriously, they have 2 losses or 3 losses, and I remember it's like someone said this is the most that he's ever lost in his entire career combined.
yeah. Which I mean that's dude. He's coming the year after they start rebuilding, so he's in that early process, which is, I mean, that sucks. But like he's grinding it out.
Quarterbacks go to die in Cleveland and Cincinnati, but I do like Burrow. I do still like Baker, and I liked Manziel.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
What does that say about me as a football fan?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I like Baker a lot too, and I like Manziel a lot too. But like, I guess when it comes to football wise, like if you look back at what organization they were at and the coach and all that, like you can't even be mad. Like, yo, you have Freddie Kitchens last year with the Browns. Like, dude, the guy doesn't know shit, dude.
Well, they're also not as, I mean, yeah, I guess LSU, but any college quarterback, but like Baker and Manziel and Burrow and whomever, whatever top quarterbacks in college, half the season they spend playing against guys that shouldn't even be playing football.
Yeah.
Literally unranked teams that are never even heard of them. So it's like, yeah, they threw for 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's great. Try doing that against the shittiest team in the NFL. You will literally go 0 for 10, 5 picks, 10 sacks.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
insane.
I guess it's like
it's any transition from any amateur, collegiate sport to a professional. There's a reason why they're professionals.
and that's why like I don't ever get like over top on like, oh, this guy is a boss. I'm like, yo, it's tough, man. Like it's, dude, now you're in the NFL, you're with the best of the best. Like there's a reason why you were top 5 cornerback in college, and now you're top 20 in the NFL.
Right. And that's like with Deontay, man. He has a few bad games. It's like, I'm not gonna say fuck you, you're bad, you shouldn't be on the team, trade him. It's like, no, it's probably a fucking grind. And even if like the biggest thing is like you gotta stay healthy. And yeah, I'm sure their players are doing everything they can to stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly. Like, yo, what if this is just a bad year for him? Okay, fucking move on. Whatever. Doesn't even matter. He'll be here next year.
And as an optimist, I can't even say it's a bad year because dude's had 3 bad games, 4 bad games. 3 bad games.
I mean,
2 bad games.
we're barely a quarter of the way through the season.
Right.
Who's this?
Well, we were talking about Deontay, and we were talking about was it Joe Burrow and all the quarterbacks transitioning into the league and how much tougher the league is because it's literally the professionals. It's
right.
Major leagues. It's so hard.
Wasn't it? I'm assuming you said this, but wasn't it Burrow who was like this is way harder?
And I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but like the Bengals have 2 or 3 losses this year, and that's the most that Burrow's ever lost, like combined in his career. And I saw a video of him scrambling and learning to slide and not take the hits, and it's like yeah, bro, this is a different game.
Yeah, and
These
that's what we were
dudes-
saying. And we were saying, like, that's why I'm never like so.
It's tough to attach to players.
Yeah, and it's I'm never like, oh man, that guy's a bust. Like I go, yo, hopefully he figures out somewhere else because it's tough coming from wherever you are to come into a brand new team, learn a brand new system, and then just try to fucking out the gates be like an impact player.
Yeah.
Like it's tough. Like, I'm not. Yeah, we would love if like every backup quarterback we drafted was just like insanely good. Plug him in, boom. He can get us through the game. Maybe he's not bad.
Well, if we still have Landry Jones,
Facts.
We got Paxton, bro. Come on.
I think I know the answer to this question.
Nothing.
But what position do you think would be the toughest to transition to from college or amateur ball to the NFL?
I'm going to say running back because, I mean, those dudes take more hits than anybody. And it's like you go from taking, I don't know, name a school, a Duke linebacker hitting you or fucking, I don't know, who's the best.
Anthony Barr,
Yeah, who's the best linebacker in the fucking.
Khalil Mack, TJ Watt.
Yeah. Like it's just not the same.
I guess I don't know if I don't want to say QB because I feel like that's just so many moving components. Like, you got to learn how to hand off, you got to throw, you got to worry about fucking trying to get tackled. Like how Michael was saying, he's like, yo, if you play at Oklahoma, half your schedule is probably garbage ass teams. You're running up the score on throwing for 5 touchdowns.
You're playing kids who are going to fucking school to actually be a doctor or something.
Yeah,
Right.
they're never gonna even sniff the NFL, and then all of a sudden now you have to do what you were doing, but against the best of the best. And a lot of times with like these quarterbacks that get taken high, you're not going to the Steelers, you're not going to the LA Rams, you're not going to like or the Saints, the teams that are established, or the Seahawks. You're going to these teams that are trying to rebuild or trying to, be better than what they were, and that's even more pressure.
Yeah, and Ty, I said, well, you're going Cincinnati and Cleveland, where quarterbacks go to die. But honestly, Tap, I was going to say that I started that question with, like, might know the answer. It might be a dumb question, but I would say quarterback 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say quarterback, so I figured I'd say something different. But
Right.
yeah, I mean,
And
obviously,
yeah, like
quarterback.
I don't disagree with running back because I feel like
No, not at all. I mean, I can't disagree with anyone's answer because it's
Yeah.
opinionated and because I can't imagine playing in the NFL at all. Like, I was going to say, how about being an offensive lineman? Transitioning from college to the NFL?
And by the way, the Steelers' offensive line killing it this year.
Well,
This-
fucking Dotson had a little issues because DeCastro went out. He had a
Yeah.
few calls on him that were kind of costly, but I can't say that for sure because they won the game, so they weren't costly.
First offensive holding penalty they've had all year this past game. It took them 4 games. That's incredible. It's an
Yeah.
incredible stat. But speaking of Dotson, the dude held his own against one of the better
Oh, he-
defensive linemen in the league in that fucking Cox. No issue.
Yeah.
I
No, he
forget
did
his first name.
pretty solid. And that's like Tabby, you're saying, I wish we had a backup quarterback that you can just, he's plugged in, he's ready to go. Nah, you need that for every fucking spot, especially the line, because he's protecting your quarterback.
Yeah, and I feel like our line's always been like that. We're like, yeah, guys out a game here, whatever. Like, we've always got somebody that wants to step up and it's ready to take that moment, even if it's just one game. Like Kevin Dotson, we only need him in the first game, right?
1 second.
The O-line, yeah, the O-line's always plug and play, which is fantastic. Even most teams in the NFL, you can't say their offensive line is stellar. I mean, fucking look at the Houston O-line. I mean, Deshaun Watson, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and he can't do shit because his O-line stinks.
Facts. And I wanted to ask you guys this. What do you think of our D-line this week?
Our D line.
I felt like they could have got more pressure. I mean, obviously you always want more pressure, but I feel like it was less than they've gotten in the previous 3 games. Maybe that's just me.
See, I agree with you, and I knew you would agree. That's why I asked. I don't feel like we were getting to Carson Wentz fast enough, and I felt like the pressure wasn't as much there as it normally has been. I don't know if that was credit to their O-line.
Shouldn't be, because they were out, or they were without like 2 starters, I thought, or one starter, or one of them had an injury that he was dealing with, and
or I was saying, or did we not like pressure enough with enough guys and trying to stop, because we were great at stopping the run, but like when we're trying to,
except for that fucking shout out to your fantasy team, Tapia, Miles Sanders.
Dude, I was so disgusted all game. I wanted to throw up every time Sanders scored, and I wanted to throw up every time Claypool scored.
Well, I don't know. It's like our run defense is always great, especially this year. Like we've talked about, our run defense is great.
Terrell Edmonds is so bad.
Dude,
at
it's
pass
our
coverage.
pass defense, and
He's so fucking bad.
I don't know.
I've never said it before that I don't like him and I don't think he's a good player, but I think it's almost to that point where it's like, fucking learn how to cover.
Yeah, to give a little credit back to him, I mean, the Steelers do blitz often, so it kind of leaves them a man short as far as covering on the pass. But
yeah, for the tight end that the linebacker is covering, or the one linebacker that's sitting in coverage, not the fucking safety who should be manning the field.
right,
Palomalu
he's just
is probably laughing every single game. Like, bro,
What's his excuse every other time?
that's what I'm saying.
And
Which dude, it annoys me that he's a first round draft pick, and I don't feel. I don't know if it's just us who think this way, but I don't feel like enough people talk about how he's not
That he
that good.
is.
I feel like a lot of people on Twitter think he's great because he has so many tackles per game, but he only has, again, we sound like a broken record. He only has so many tackles because the defender always catches it right in front of him.
And I will say, I saw Minka one time this game. Instead of trying to tackle the guy, he just fucking shouldered him. And
and he gave up. It was that Fulgham.
Yeah,
who torched our fucking secondary all game, by the way.
This guy could not even make a fucking team consistently. Got cut by 3 different teams. Was cut, I think, 2 or 3 times already this year from the Eagles and picked up. And like since last week, it's been on fire. Like credit to that guy, dude. Like that's fucking resilience and that's grit.
Yo, so I think Fulgham's probably like their 2 or 3 receiver. Because I know they have Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey that are out. And then they've got some like Greg Ward, G Ward, who's number 1, I think. So Fulgham's probably the number 2. I know you guys are in my fantasy league, but every single week, whoever the Steelers are playing, you should look for their number 2 or 3 receiver and add them and start them.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Right.
No, seriously.
I know that's you're literally not wrong.
What's going on here?
Dude, we have to be like number 30 in the league for pass defense.
I will get you that right freaking now.
I refuse to believe we're any higher than 30.
Really?
Dude, I feel like we're god awful.
Ty, what would you guess that our defense is ranked in passing yards allowed?
I said
per game.
I should know because I literally just read
Well,
it.
stop getting on your phone. I don't want you to look it up.
I'm not looking at it now, but I've
I'm just
seen it,
fucking
and
with
I
you.
think it's 6th.
Tapia, you say
6 to
nothing
9.
less than 30.
You said 6 to 9?
Not talking about Dotson anymore either.
As far as yards allowed and touchdowns allowed?
Passing yards allowed per
just
game, the Steelers are ranked 4th in the league.
4th.
Really?
See.
Rushing yards, 2nd. They were 1st last week. And I just keep thinking about Saquon Barkley's negative
Blitzing?
3 in the first half.
I feel
Sacks?
like we get torched so bad on passing. Guess is not as bad as I thought.
Sacks. See, they don't have that on that. I'm going to get it, though. But, yes, sacks, I'm pretty sure they're number 1 as a team.
Yeah. I mean, and it goes back to this. We hold our defense to such a high level of expectation just because it's the fucking steel curtain, you know? They should be always great. They have been great for the last few years, and we know that. We have such high expectations for them that when they do something, like when Terrell Edmonds lets a big play up or something, we're like, oh my God, our fucking defense sucks. But
Oh,
statistically
no, just
speaking-
Edmonds.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Edmonds.
Our secondary.
Dude, I'll even take Artie Burns back.
You shut your
Fuck,
mouth.
bro,
Again
me
with the Artie
too.
Burns, bro.
I shout out him.
Also, shout out Mike Hilton for fucking taking out
Bro,
dudes that are
he's
like
so nasty.
6 inches taller and 100 pounds heavier than him. And just
Well,
fucking-
see, and he was shout out to Philadelphia for fucking going at him because was it Fulgham again, I think, who's significantly larger than Mike Hilton, and that's who Mike Hilton's covering. Mike Hilton could be all over him, and we saw that. He was in coverage great. On top of him, no issue. Wentz makes a good throw, and Fulgham catches it because he's fucking a head and a half taller.
and well, I don't know if you guys were listening to the commentary, but they were saying this is the first game Wentz was actually like beaming the ball. Like the issue was
Because he had receivers that were wide the fuck open. You and I could have been beaming the ball on that field.
yeah.
No, seriously, our
Yeah.
secondary is an issue, and I do not believe that we're fourth in the league in passing yards allowed. It's at 202, I think.
What?
Passing yards allowed 201.2. How is that even possible?
That doesn't even sound right.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we don't give up anything. We don't give like anything up running. So how the
Well, I mean, Wentz threw for 258. Titans were postponed because they're boners. Deshaun Watson threw for 264.
It really, in hindsight, it's really hasn't been that much.
And then freaking Jeff Driscoll threw for 256 in week one.
But now here's the thing. So
Daniel Jones sucked ass.
looking ahead, well, also Steve Nelson had 2 picks this past week. So
they did?
if we're gonna talk some
Shout out
bright
Stevie.
side to our secondary, it's fucking that. I
Shout
suppose.
out Stevie.
Steamy Knicks.
Steamy Knicks. Yeah, but looking ahead to next week, big game, Tapia.
Stupid
Fucking-
ass.
So
AJ Brown was the first scorer of the Titans game.
good thing he's sitting on my fucking bench, and I played John Brown instead, and I'm down 1 point, and the person I'm playing has Stephon Diggs, so I could have used that. Fuck.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, big game this weekend. Feel free to come over.
Yeah. Anyways,
He got
Tappy,
us-
I told you I'm coming over, man. Honestly, no joke. I'm gonna get there like 10:30 a.m. We're
That's
gonna
fine.
make some fucking. I'm
Have fun.
gonna grab
Be
wings.
safe.
We're gonna make some wings. We're gonna watch the football game. We're gonna drink beers. 'Cause it's a huge fucking game. The Browns 4-1, pretty good this year. Can't even deny it. You know, we're not Browns. We don't like the Browns, but they have a solid squad this year. Their wide receiver weapons, the way Baker's been throwing the ball, a little concerning considering we just said the Steelers secondary not that great. OBJ, Jarvis Landry, fucking who's their tight end now? Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
You think that the Browns are going to be able to run those funky ass fucking special reverse plays? This TJ Watt's going to have that ball in the end zone by the time OBJ is catching it from Jarvis Landry.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I don't want
right.
to.
Have the Browns been pressured? Who have they played? Everyone's talking about how the Steelers have played shit teams. Who the fuck have the Browns played?
Right. And I think whoever they've played, no matter who they've played, it's always different when it's the rival like this, you know?
Week one, the Browns lost 38-6.
Right.
Yeah, never lost since.
And then they beat the Bengals by 5.
I'm
Hey,
mostly
win the win,
talking these
man.
past 2 games. They've played well, it seems.
Yeah, and that's fair. But if the Browns are, I've seen a lot of it, they're going to talk shit to Steelers. I'm going to talk shit to them. Last week, they beat the Washington football team by 14 points. That's great. It's a team that doesn't even have a fucking name.
Or a quarterback.
And then,
Alex
I mean,
Smith,
they did beat the Cowboys on the road with Dak, which is
That
a
doesn't
good
impress me.
a good dub.
That doesn't impress me though. The Cowboys aren't great, you know.
I think the Cowboys are overrated.
Yeah, I've always thought that. But
Speaking of though, shouts out and prayers up to Dak Prescott.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Who
He was killing
fucking-
it. He was like the number 2 ranked player in fantasy.
Did you guys watch that injury happen?
I wish I didn't.
I watched the
Yeah,
video
me
over and
too.
over again.
I watched the video. Dude's ankle literally went 90 degrees. Fucking Tony Romo.
And then he popped it back in.
I wish it was just, or
Did
I
you
hope
see
it's
that?
just a cramp. No.
He his foot was like literally twisted 90 degrees, and then he and kind of like straightened it a bit. I was like, what?
I would throw up.
I was like, bruh, you got doctors for that.
Yeah, that was some Alex Smith type injury shit.
Shout out to him too. I'm not done talking about Dak, but shout out to Alex Smith for getting back in some action, baby.
Back in the action because they don't trust in Dwayne Haskins, baby.
Fuck that.
Or and then the guy they put in got hurt.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah.
Got dome shot.
I mean,
Hold on.
Dwayne Haskins, I don't think, I don't know. I thought he was a little overrated too in college.
Where'd he go to college?
Ohio.
Kyle Allen?
No, not Kyle Allen. Dwayne Haskins.
Oh. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Kyle Allen. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have high expectations for him going into the league as it was, but seems
Either.
like,
Plus, like this is really his first year or something.
yeah, I guess so.
Who's that?
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins. I'm just happy to see Alex Smith back on a football field because he was a great quarterback, man, and he deserves another opportunity.
I agree, but I hate seeing a player like Dwayne Haskins who, yeah, he might not have a career like Big Ben or any other successful quarterback, but how do you draft him? Demote him to 3
Yeah,
on the depth chart. Like when Kyle Allen
make him your
got
starter, then
when,
demote him to 3.
when Kyle Allen got hurt, I'm bringing Dwayne back in. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
But I think it's different, man. Like you take Dwayne, who clearly
you shouldn't have taken him out.
needs more time to adjust to that system. You know, obviously there's no OTAs, there's no
In the NFL, probably, and it doesn't help that he's in a shit organization that doesn't even have a fucking name.
Yeah, which look, I'm not gonna say he's done, never gonna make it, because
And I'm not saying he's an A+ athlete.
yeah, but dude, at that point, fuck it, dude, throw it Alex Smith, baby.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Alex Smith. I'd like to see him succeed and get back in.
McGrory is just so hung up on the fact that Washington doesn't have a football name, or they just don't have a team name. I guess.
I hope they just stay that way.
Well, no, it's not even that. There's been so many players whose careers have been cut short because of negligence by the fucking organization.
Yeah. Is that the dog?
Aaron just went to dinner, so now I'm watching this freaking dog.
Getting into some shit.
Yeah,
Get her
my
on
last
camera.
truly.
Get her on the camera, bud.
Come here. Come here.
I see that dog.
She's fucking on one right now.
Yeah, I bet.
What's the dog's name?
Sis. Come here, sis.
Remember, we've been over this. But anyway, looking
I don't
forward,
remember this.
looking ahead to next week. Like we said, big game. What are we thinking? I mean, what's the score going to look like? What's the scoring drives going to look like? Who's going to get the ball? What's going on here? Hard to say. I think it's going to be a close game, dude. I really do.
Steelers are 4-point favorites right now.
24-17, 24-20, something like that, I think.
I'm thinking 30-24.
It's fair. It's fair. Who's scoring for the Steelers here? I think Claypool is going to get another one.
Yeah.
I think Juju gets another one.
I think Juju, Claypool, and then I'm gonna hit you with James Conner.
I was gonna say James Washington. We have not seen much of James Washington as of yet.
Oh, pick him up.
It's a matter of fucking time before that dude just goes off one game.
Yeah. So I just want to read some stats quick as a little preview. The Browns are the number 1 rushing team in the league.
Really?
Well, Chubb's hurt.
They were up until.
Well, it's the preview for Brown Steelers. And yeah, it says they're first in the league in rushing. And Kareem Hunt, Ty, he's on your team, right?
Yep.
He's killing it. Chubb did great until he's hurt. But it's a very good matchup for our rush defense.
Yeah.
And weather permitting, it could come down to a lot of running. And the Browns' rush defense is 4th in the league.
Really?
Tapia, you were talking about 30th in the league in pass defense. That is the Browns.
Oh, really?
The Browns' passing defense is giving up 279 yards per game.
How many interceptions do they have?
That I cannot confirm. It's just giving me like a
Mike
quick.
Tomlin was talking about they got a bunch of ball hawks in their secondary. He's been.
That's just Mike Tomlin being nice to and saying nice things about the team they're about to play. Because
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how
the
he
way
is.
it goes.
oh, of course. Duh. You gotta respect the opponent.
Yeah, stupid shit.
Even if
but-
they are the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, but dude,
What's
so-
the over/under on Myles Garrett taking his helmet off and hitting someone with it?
yeah, and using it as a weapon and assaulting another player on the field,
I'll put 5 on that.
easy. Hey, if you give me 10,000 to 1 odds, I take that every
Dude,
time.
I bet the over in the Steelers game last week. Whew, that was nice. That was
Yeah.
nice, baby.
So, going with that, Tapia, the Browns' defense is 25th in the league in points given up, and the Steelers is 6th. So that's great, right?
Yeah.
But their offenses, the Browns are 4th in the league in points scored with 31, and the Steelers are 10th at 29.
How about that?
So, do we think it's going to be a higher scoring game or a lower scoring game?
27-23 final.
So you're going to, if you bet Steelers -4, you win.
No, you would
Or it's a push.
push it right up your butthole.
Interesting. I don't know. Their last matchup was December 1st, 2019. And the Steelers won 20-13.
I mean, different year, different ball. game.
Without fucking Ben.
Yeah. But again, different year, different ball game. I mean,
Yeah, but last year the Browns had the same fucking offense.
Yeah, but they had a different coach.
Well, yeah. The Pirates had a different coach this year. How'd that go?
totally different sport, dude.
Both mediocre bottom of the barrel franchises
True.
in the last 20 years.
Very true. But all I know is, listen, the Browns Steelers rivalry. I
Yeah.
don't even know if it's a rivalry necessarily, but being on Steelers Twitter so much and seeing all the fucking trash talk that Browns fans do to us on a daily basis, let alone during the week of when we play each other, it's gonna get ugly online for sure. Given the fact that Myles Garrett assaulted our quarterback last year with his helmet, I think this game gets fucking chippy, and I'm gonna love every fucking second of it.
Yep.
Because it should. The Steelers have a lot to prove in this game. I mean, not that they have to beat the Browns, but it would be a statement for the AFC North if they beat the fucking Browns and they beat the piss out of them, and they do it in the name of Mason Rudolph's head.
Yeah. I think that did you guys say scores? You said 27-24 ties or 27-23. Tapia, what do you got?
30-24.
30-24. I'm going to go with the 31-17. I mean, I don't, they'll make it close.
Yeah.
The Steelers will make it close because they like to do that to us. But, I mean, I'm doing a little QB comparison to Ben, and Baker averages 195 a game passing, right? He's got 4
Which is
picks.
dog shit.
He's got 4, and he's been relying on Chubb and Hunt. And that's fine. That's why you have those guys. But now you don't have Hunt, and you're facing the second best run defense in the
Chubb.
league. Now you don't have Chubb, and you have Hunt,
Yes.
who's still phenomenal, but
Yeah.
phenomenal run defense. I think the pressure on Baker will overwhelm him, and he'll throw probably 2 picks, maybe even a defensive touchdown by the Steelers, and from there they coast.
And that's the difference, I think, is like you said, has Baker had a defense that's pressured him the way that the Steelers are going to fucking pressure him? And you can only imagine that they're coming for his head. I think they're going to probably be blitzing quite a bit. I mean, they already do. They blitz on like 60% of the fucking snaps, which is just asinine. But it's been working, you know? So Baker's going to get pressured, and he's going to need to fucking scramble and figure it out. And I don't think he's had to do that yet all year.
Really, I don't. I mean, like I said, Baker got blown out against the Ravens in Baltimore, 38-6. At home against the Bengals, they won by 5. We know. I mean, the Ravens have decent defense.
This game's in Cleveland, right?
No, this game's at home.
Oh, is it?
It's a Hines.
Which is going to make all the difference now that they got fans there.
Yeah,
So
pretty nice. 5,000.
I'm like I said, dude, I'm excited. Tapia, I'm going to be over bright and early, just ready to fucking get after it.
It's fine.
Missouri,
No, I can't confirm yet. And I realized earlier when I said down to the podcast, I didn't respond to that.
you got to get out one of these days to Tapia's with us.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
I know you like to watch.
you guys
it
know I don't like watching the
on
game
your
with
own.
anyone else.
I know.
It's weird.
Yeah, me either, except you guys.
You know what? You guys can't come over anymore. Fuck you guys.
Big game though, dude. We need that. We need that energy.
Well, if
for
that's
sure.
the case, I'll be over for the next 13 weeks because they got a good schedule coming up.
Sweet. I'll be there too with
Yeah.
fucking bows on.
I wore my new Troy Polamalu jersey this past Sunday.
That's beauty. The only
Beauty.
problem is it's frowned upon probably to drink a bunch of beers and then drive 45 minutes.
Not really, dude.
No, dude.
Wait like an hour and drink a glass of water. You'd be fine.
Yeah, don't pull white people over.
It's only a 30-minute drive. You're fine, dude.
Yeah,
30-minute
25
drive.
minutes.
Listen.
Did you guys move to Cary?
If you prefer, I'll come out to Janine's as long as she doesn't mind me making wings in her kitchen.
Not a problem. Got the whole basement.
I'm like, hey, we can always flip flop days.
Yeah.
Take some time.
That's right. You guys want to come over this week?
We'll talk. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah,
big
we
game
will.
this week, man. Looking forward to it. Let's wrap this shit up, though. Been going about an hour now. I gotta go eat dinner.
Eric's got the number 1 overall pick.
I was gonna say that. Had it in my notes. Pirates did get the number 1 overall pick, which is dope. Kumar Rocker, what's pop and slime?
It's dope, except for that means that you were the worst team, and we were just talking about how number 1 picks go to die in Cleveland.
Yeah, and also
Same
Pittsburgh
thing in
Pirates.
Pittsburgh.
They also signed a 19-year-old pitcher from Taiwan.
Wow.
Taiwan?
No, Tai won this round.
You won this one?
We'll see about the next one. Anyways, go check us out, Yinzertainment.com. You can find the links to the social media and all the podcast platforms on there. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on anywhere you find a podcast is what I'm getting at. You can find us there at Yinz Daily, YINZ Daily on the social. Just go to Yinzertainment.com. It's all there. It's all square. We will be back next week, hopefully as a 5-0 Steelers squad, still undefeated. We'll see how it plays out. But we will be back next Tuesday, trying to get a guest on here, talk some football. So, be on the lookout for that ish.
Yes.
Ish. Till next time, take it sleazy. We out you. Bow bow.
Bow, bow.